I would like to present the DeFishGear project. You've seen these posters and logos and so on everywhere. My name is Andrej Krzan. I'm coming from the National Institute of Chemistry in Slovenia, in Ljubljana. I am a polymer chemist, so I'm not a marine biologist, so just so that you know where I'm coming from. But I've been involved in the environmental issues of polymers and plastics for a very long time. DeFishGear is an acronym. The whole name of the project is Derelict Fishing Gear Management System in the Adriatic region. And I will try to tell you briefly what we are intending to do. So if we look at the name, you can see that we were starting the project from Derelict Fishing Gear. That was our primary focus when we were preparing the idea, and as it evolved, it became wider, as you will see as I go through. The project is carried out within the framework of the IPA Adriatic CB program, stationed in L'Aquila in Italy. IPA stands for Instrument for Pre-Accession Assistance, which immediately tells us that the project involves knowledge transfer and harmonization between EU member states and those countries that are trying to get ready for accession to the EU. So the idea is that we finish with a harmonized and coordinated action. It's CBC, so it's cross-border cooperation, regional, in fact, sub-regional, focused exclusively on the Adriatic Sea. So we don't have any activities elsewhere, although it is our intention to have contacts with other actions, activities, because this is not a standalone activity, as was very easily seen from the presentations earlier. This is also a strategic project. IPA Adriatic has normal projects. These are strategic projects, and this is one. What does that mean? Well, that means that at the end, it's expected that we formulate some strategic recommendations. I will not say that we will formulate a strategy, because that would be too presumptuous, I believe, but recommendations we will prepare. I'll give you some statistics here, numbers. We're 6 months into the project right now. I think it's important that we have 16 partners. It's quite a large project. We have 7 countries involved. I'll show you later. And we have 6 associated partners. The National Institute of Chemistry in Ljubljana, Slovenia is the lead beneficiary. It's not that much of a beneficiary. It's a lead in the work. This is how we are spread around the coasts of the Adriatic. You can see we're all around. In black, I've marked black stars. I've marked partners. We have a few more in Italy. Then if we go around, see Slovenia, we have a partner. We have a work package leader marked in blue. And of course, the coordination is at our institute. As we go on, another work package leader in Croatia and a partner. Have a work package leader in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Partner Montenegro, 2 partners in Albania, and in Greece, unfortunately not placed in the right position. We have 2 valuable partners, so 1 partner and 1 work package leader. As we move around, we'll be watching this sea. It's a very closed sea. Probably most of you know it's a small sea, quite close, part of the Mediterranean. And this is the sea that goes farthest into Central Europe as well. So it's a very important route for navigation. The partners are listed here. Actually, this screen now is big enough so you can really see some of the names. So as I said, Slovenia, Italy, Croatia, Bosnia, Herzegovina, Montenegro, Albania, Greece. And the partners are academic institutions, NGOs, research institutions, agencies, and consortia, so associations. We also have 6 associate partners. These are mainly relevant ministries and environmental agencies and so on, where we wish to promote the policy measures that we will develop. I would also mention, just to understand our approach, that we also include Plastics Europe as an important or main European plastics industry umbrella organization. It is our intention to try to keep the whole picture together, have as many stakeholders as possible involved. We also have a consortium of the fishing industry, for example, in Italy and so on. So that's our approach. We have several foci. We're focused on marine litter. We want to monitor it, find out the current situation, and try to develop methods to reduce its quantities. Socioeconomic analysis and such things are also included, but I will not go into detail here. The expected outcomes that we intend to get to, one, are strategic recommendations. We also intend to provide the first, or carry out the first, coordinated and harmonized assessment of marine litter in the Adriatic Sea. Unfortunately, at the moment, there is very little information about the Adriatic Sea, well, about marine litter in the Adriatic Sea. It's very patchy at the moment. This will be put into a georeference database. We will have several pilot actions. We're creating a regional network. I think we're very well moving in that direction. I'm very pleased with that. 3 regional conferences are planned. This is one of them. And we intend to further the knowledge in this area in a very simple way, because that's a lot of writing there. Our project goes in the few steps that I listed up here. Startup, we finished that. We're 6 months into the project, as I said. Capacity buildup. It's very important that we build a capacity both from the technical point of view and the knowledge base, so that we can move into monitoring. We're actually at the capacity building step right now. Of course, activities and the knowledge base in these involved countries differ widely. There are different centers with various experience, so we're sharing the knowledge that we have within the group, and I'm pleased to say that we have quite some knowledge. The next step, which we really must get to quite quickly, is the monitoring stage. This will effectively take 1 year. We have a 1-year period to do all our monitoring, to do the analysis. Communication will be taking place throughout the project, and finally, as I said, we arrive to a strategy. Our project has 6 work packages, some more exciting than others. First 3 perhaps at least nominally less, but then 3 very much focused on marine litter. So work package 1, management coordination. This is, as I say here, unavoidable, a lot of work, and unfortunately the responsibility of my team and myself. But as I say, you have to do it well, because it makes everything else possible. Communication in work package 2, communication dissemination. We need to communicate the goals of the project, what we are doing, the results of the projects. We are moving strongly into the networking area, because we believe that's very important. Involving various stakeholders. We made a stakeholder analysis. And of course, one issue is awareness raising. Our approach is that we involve pretty much all the target audiences that we can reach. Normally, whoever appears at our doors, we welcome in. Our approach, or our method, goes from a web page that's functional, Facebook site functional as well, YouTube channel. You see the cameras here. These lectures will be on YouTube very soon. Then we'll prepare some video guidelines, workshops, seminar, summer school, and publications. So it's somewhat a normal thing, but we put quite a big emphasis on it. Work package 3, capitalization and sustainability. Sounds a little bit enigmatic, hard to understand. Capitalization means that we use the information that already exists, the knowledge that already exists, so we're not reinventing the wheel. As you've seen, there's a lot of activity, projects, actions, initiatives in this area. So we're trying to build on that basis. Perhaps standing on the shoulders of giants, but also standing on the shoulders of very hardworking men and women that have contributed to this area, and we can be thankful too. Sustainability deals with the continuation of the project results after the project is finished. You do not want to finish a project and then we just say we had a good time, bye-bye. We've created something, we will create something, and we want that to continue further on. So here it's of course a question of ownership of results and also how to hand over the results as well as the strategy that we will prepare. I won't go further into that. Now we're getting to 3 work packages that deal actually with marine litter. We deal with 3 areas of marine litter. One that we call marine litter, that's kind of macro debris, microplastics, and the third one, derelict fishing gear. So you can see that the derelict fishing gear that gave the name to our project has now become one work package, really, but at some point we weren't allowed to change our title anymore. Nevertheless, so in work package 4, marine litter assessment, we'll develop the monitoring methodology to be harmonized. We'll carry out the monitoring. There will be an evaluation of socio-economic effects. There will be various. I see. I keep on correcting this slide, but I picked the one before last, obviously. One. We'll have not just ICZM aspects, but also MSFD aspects and the other issues that we were already discussing here. So what I'm trying to say is it will be harmonized with the activities that are going on, like ECAP and marine spatial planning and so on. Here are the listed outcomes that we expect from work package 4. I won't go through all of them. I think it's a little bit too much and also mentioned. As you can see, we're at the first step here, really, strengthening involvement and participation of regional marine litter experts in the development of the assessment methodology. That's what we did, in fact, yesterday during the expert meeting. It was really geared toward monitoring and assessment, and that's what we carried out. Work package 5, microplastics, and work package 4 is led by Dr. Vlahiochiani, which I always like to repeat, although I say it wrong, isn't it? Yes, almost there, yes. So it's in good hands. Work package 5 focused on microplastics, headed by Andrea Palatinas from the Institute for Waters of the Republic of Slovenia. I like microplastics a lot. As I said, I'm coming from plastics, and I don't like them really, but they're interesting. Okay, so a few more pictures here. We'll develop methodology. We're working heavily on that right now, particularly on the sampling and analysis, because we will have a lot of samples. Then we'll carry out the monitoring. Minimum 2 periods will be taken. This includes also some biota analysis in a limited way. Some is already going on. And we're looking at a area that we call nanoplastics, although as was pointed out in one of the keynote lectures, these names, nano, micro, and so on, are all wrong. I mean, we should be talking about milliplastics and so on, but as we go to smaller sizes below 300 micrometers, we said, okay, how about nano here, since nano is very cool as well. Finally, of course, we'll get here to the proposals as well. I have some pictures here on if we go from your left to the right. These are particles taken from a cosmetics cream. actually, if you analyze it, it's very easy to do. You'll be amazed how much plastic is in some of these preparations. So please, when you buy, particularly ladies, when you buy cosmetic preparations, please check what's written on the ingredients. And if there's polyethylene, please don't buy it. Okay. Some microplastics collected during our work, and on the right side there are microplastics in fact found in fish. That relates to the biota analysis. These nice pink purple ones, orange, are polyethylene. I don't know why fish like those. And on the last slide there are fibers. These are nylon fibers. In fact, I'm not sure if you can see that. They're mainly blue in color. And they look like coming from rope. So fish, I don't know why, like to nibble on these things, possibly when they eat other things from ropes. There's a number of outcomes and results coming from this work package. As I said, this will be the first harmonized analysis we'll do in the Adriatic, so we're very much looking forward to the results. We'll also put some effort into training, preparing a video guideline. And we'll try to also see if we find potential accumulation zones and how this relates to fishing areas. One thing to mention perhaps is also that we will look at the river inputs, riverine inputs, by analyzing some of the river mouths in the Adriatic. I think 3 rivers are planned. And we come to work package 6. This relates to derelict fishing gear collection. In here we have the Consortio Mediterraneo from Italy. This is a consortium of the Italian fishing industries as the work package leader, so we're in good hands. This work package depends very much on the involvement of ports and fishermen. What we will do here and what we're already preparing is the opening of collection points in ports. There will be pretty much in all countries involved, and several in some. The first one probably in Ancona, Italy, which is a big fishing port. So we need to have agreements with fishermen. There will be also work on the awareness raising. Ghost net collection will be organized using divers, and we're also trying to establish contacts to take at least some of the collected material into recycling or other useful ways of valorization. For that purpose, we established already a link to the Healthy Seas initiative that has within its program recycling of nylon 6, so fishing nets made from nylon 6. Okay, fishing for litter will also be involved here, and of course it's with the collection points and all these established organizational issues. It's important that we have a proper handover and continuation. These are some of the details of the points. What we want to achieve is a reduction of marine litter from fishing and fish farming, of course. So the fishing sector is key to this work package, and we hope to have a lasting effect. I would also invite you to check the Healthy Seas initiative. I think it's very interesting. And before I forget, also inviting you somewhere, please like our Facebook page. We like that. And this is the group. Picture taken during the last steering committee meeting about a month ago in Neum in Bosnia and Herzegovina. A fairly big group, but I think we're progressing and moving ahead together. So thank you for your attention, and questions are invited.